Olá, cá estamos de novo, desta vez numa nova taluka, a taluka de Sattari, o segundo maior concelho de Goa. Nos últimos episódios visitámos outras 3 talukas, a taluka de Mormugão, de Perné e Tissuari. Se quiser revisitá-las, basta visitar o website que está agora a passar aqui por baixo de mim. Mas vamos a Sattari. Sattari tem 2 raízes etimológicas, mas assim a mais lógica parece-nos ser o fato de Sattari vir da palavra Sattá. Sattá significa 70, ou seja, Sattari representa um grupo de 70 aldeias. E dos aspectos mais interessantes deste concelho é o facto de terem conseguido, de certa forma, manter as suas raízes culturais desde os tempos pré-históricos. Uma das comunidades em que isso está bem patente é a comunidade dos pastores, os talukas. Na aldeia de Lotus, na taluka de Sattari, podemos encontrar a comunidade dos Dangar. Até hoje continuam a seguir as tradições dos seus antepassados. As paredes das suas casas são feitas de bambu e barro e o telhado de telhas. Não se sabe o que é a eletricidade e todo o seu rendimento provém das suas cabras e vacas.
थोडे आता ते काय पेतेंगे हे जे बारीक असताना हे पिलांका त्यांच्यात जातात ते तिल्पा कका सारखे बी ह्या करू घे ना त्यांना सारखे तोंडान घेऊ घे ना
Nesta mesma aldeia foram descobertos 2 registros do século XIV. Tanto um como o outro falam de doações feitas pelos soberanos ao templo de Rivulets, o que mostra a sua preocupação com o desenvolvimento da sociedade. O segundo registro ainda fala sobre as consequências do não cumprimento das regras do templo, dando-nos uma ideia do tecido socio-religioso antes da chegada dos portugueses.
Period of history actually starts with the writing skill and the language. These are the 2 important things which signifies the culture. So during that period, the Sattari too had a history, and whatever evidences we collected, we are sure that the tribal community was living in Sattari taluka.
This is a memorial of horse, male horse and female horse. This particular symbolizes the memory of the dead horse. In past, we had a tradition of memorializing ancestors, memorializing the relative people. Especially when we talk about memorials of such animals, it suggests a kind of affection as well as the relationship, man and animal relationship which was existed in the time. And this is a kind of respect which is given to the dead animals as well. And the presence of sun and moon on this memorial stone suggests that the memory of these dead animals will remain unless and until sun and moon are there in the sky. So this is basically intended to keep the memories alive of this animal forever. Presently we are in Mahus village of Sattari taluka, and here we can see one of the earliest evidences of Neolithic settlement at this place. It is a worldwide phenomena that rivers have seen civilization, how they flourish, how they develop and their decline as well. Similar phenomena can be seen in this place. This particular village has got evidences of Neolithic times which suggest the first settlement activity at this place, and evidences which are remaining till present day are in forms of cup marks like this, or in the vicinity of the river Jharme which flows from here, which is a tributary of Madai river. Evidences which are found at this place suggest the history of Sattari goes back to at least Neolithic period, and in some other parts of Sattari we have seen the roots can be go back till the prehistoric times and especially the Stone Age. Here we can see some of the ancient remains, especially in the form of rock art. These are engravings of Neolithic folk, probably the first settlers of especially this area which is part of Sattari taluka. The kind of depiction which we can see over here, here you can see two horns of a bull which is a humped bull, probably suggesting the animal which was used for domestication, especially used in agricultural activity, and thus suggesting the first village lifestyle and the first settlers of Sattari. Another animal which can be seen over here is there are some depictions which also shows animals in the form of cattle, zebu, etc. Neolithic period, especially when we talk about how it replaced the earlier existing Mesolithic phase, and this can be seen especially in Goa somewhere around 3000 years before present. So by this time man has already started living in a village, and the activity of settling in village might have started somewhere in Sattari, especially the village like Maus where we are today. Presently we are in a village Jharme, which is located at the foothills of Wagheri Hill, which is the third highest peak of Goa. The culture, especially of this area, reflects various features of past life, especially related with religion, related with folk belief, folk art and folk culture. Whatever we can see around us are the sculptural remains of the past, and especially this particular place which is renovated in recent times, but some pillars you can see which reflect the art especially of Western Chalukya, that is Badami Chalukya times. Their rule was especially can be put in the historical framework somewhere around 6th, 7th century AD and continued up to 10th, 11th century AD. And the sculptural art, which is also contemporary to that period, depicts the worship or the prevalence of worship of Sapta Matruka, which is 7 in numbers. They represent the concept of mother goddess. They have got names like Brahmi, Maheshwari, Vaishnavi, Kaumari, Indrani, etc. So here we can see, other than Sapta Matruka sculptures, we can see Mahishasur Mardini, especially the sculpture, this particular sculpture shows the demon Mahishasur and the goddess Durga is killing that demon. So this particular sculpture also depicts the past belief system which was prevalent in this particular area. Other than this, we have Gajalakshmi panel, which shows Lakshmi along with 2 elephants. They are doing, or they are also associated with the flourishing culture, environment, water and other resources which were useful for cultural activities. And such sculptural wealth of the past which can be seen in the form of remnants, also tells us a great story about the heritage which can be dated to past many centuries.
Em Brahma Karmali encontramos o único templo em Goa dedicado ao deus Brahma.
हे खूप जुने देवालय, म्हणजे देवालयापेक्षा मूर्ती खूप जुनी असा आणि सुरुवातीक ही मूर्ती हांगासर नसली. हे ओल्ड गोवा म्हणटा थंयसून ही मूर्ती हांगासर हाडली अशें आमकां जाणट्यांनी सांगले. तेका सुद्दां जवळ एक 300-400 वर्सां अशें जावं शकता. पर्यटक हांगासर येता आणि ब्रह्मा टेम्पल म्हणून तेचे पणजे टुरिझमात तेची नोंद आसा. तेका लागून हांगासर पर्यटक अशे येता, म्हणजे खास असे भायल्या देशांतले सुद्दां अशे येता आणि ते मुद्दम मूर्ती पळोवपाकच येता. झऱ्याचे पाणी सगळे ह्या गांव वसता आणि चारय वाटेन सबंद हे आसा, वांयगणां आसा, कुळागरां आसा. तिची एक हे सुद्दां अशी लावणी अशी केल्ली आसा. तितून ते लावणीत सगळे वर्णन आसा ह्या जाग्याचे, ह्या देवाचे सगळे वर्णन त्या लावणीत आसा. ती लावणी सुद्दां जवळ 200-300 वर्सां आधी रचल्या कोणी तरी. ब्रह्मदेव काय देव नाम थोर, की राखण त्याच्या बरोबर, की ब्रह्मदेव जिया देऊळ बांधोनी देऊळ कारागीर, दारात होते एक जांभूळ, डाव्या बाजूल का पिंपळाचे पेड, पुढे आहे वडाचे झाड, दोघाच्या मध्ये काय होळी देव थोर, फुलझाडा त्याच्या बरोबर, की ब्रह्मदेव.
Em Sattari, na região montanhosa, há muitos sulcos sagrados protegidos por deuses e deusas hindus. As culturas que aqui encontramos datam de séculos anteriores ao século XV.
The main reason behind this protecting sacred groves was protecting not only the forest but the all type of the wildlife. Actually, there were different taboos. For example, if you want to make entry in such type of the sacred grove, then you have to remove your shoes, then you should not speed inside, you have to maintain the sagacity, cleanliness should be maintained, and no one should cut the single twig without taking the permission of the presiding deity. So everything is protected, and it is the way by which you can see the forest was protected, the wildlife was protected.
राय म्हणजे ते झाडां वाडल्या कारणान तेका ते राय म्हटल्या. देवस्थानाच्या थंय जें कितें आसता तें तत्व तितून फालतूर मनीस बीन वचना आनी देव आसा थंयसर. तेका लागून ते रान चड आसल्या कारणान तेका ते राय जालें.
No sulco sagrado de Brahmanimara existe uma fonte que dizem ter curado muitas pessoas.
त्या तीर्थान कितें आसा हें आमी काय चडशी सांगूंक शकना, पण ते ह्या सोमाराक घातलेले त्या सोमाराक काडप आनी तें तीर्थ काडून लोकांक दिवप. पण त्या लोकांनी हांगासर रावतना रावंक जाय शिवराक. तांकां नुस्तें ना, कांदो बटाट ना, गरम मसालो ना, तेंच्यांनी शाकाहारी म्हणटा ते कांयच करपाचें ना, मांसाहारी म्हणटा ते कांयच करपाचें ना, फक्त शिवराक जेवण तेंचें. आनी त्या लोकां बरोबर आमच्या लोकांक मिक्स जावंक जायना. हांगासर खुबशे येयल्या, खुबशे येवन बरें जाता, कितें वर्सांतल्यान 200-300 इतपर्यंत लोक येता.
आमी शेतान बी काम करतालीं न्हू, पोरसूं लावप कितें काम, पांय सुजतालो, सुजतकूच खाज येताली. खाज येतकूच डॉक्टरागेर गेलें न्हू, डॉक्टरान गुळयो दिल्ल्यो इंजेक्शन तात्पुरतें बरें जातालें. परत केन्ना केन्ना परत जातालें तशें. डॉक्टरा कडेन गेल्यार तात्पुरतोच गूण पडटालो अशें. आनी आतां चड त्रास जालें ह्या 2 वर्सां. पांय मोट्टो जावप आनी बारीक बारीक घावे जावंक लागले. तितूंतसून उदक कशें येवंक लागलें. आतां हांव मॅडिकलान एडमीट जावन येयलां. 17 दीस रावल्लें मे म्हयन्यान. तेच्या नंतर आतां म्हाका कोण म्हणालो हांगा विशारी कितें लागला जाल्यार हांगा येयल्या नंतर बरें जाता म्हणून हांगा येयलें हांव. हांगा तशें कितें जाणा न्ही, हांगा देवाचें नांवाण घालता, देवाचें पिवपाक दिता आनी पांयार घालता. फरक पडला मातसो. खाज बी ती बंद जाल्या. सकयल बसतना बी म्हाका त्रास जाताले, आतां हांव बसता देवळान.
पयलीं पासून आमकां खबर जावंक गेल्या उपरांत ते देवीचें तेप घेतले परत न्हांवन घेतले पर्यंत जाता आमकां पयलीं माहीत आहे. पूण पयलीं आमी येवंक ना कित्याक पयलीं दोतोराक दाखयलो आनी तेच बरो जातालो म्हणून आमी रावून. आनी आतां 2 म्हयने जाले. 2 म्हयने जाले तेन्ना आतां तो पांय सारको पेकलो आनी मातसो ताका आतां सूज बी सगळी काडली आनी नुसतो काळो पांय जालो तो आतां लागीं जावन येयला. आनी आतां मातसो हें जाता आजून पेका करून जातालो.
No sulco de Nirakalanchirai, podemos encontrar raízes em forma de U, mas invertidas.
That is the Myristica swamp forest. It is the very unique type of the vegetation. Nowhere in Goa you can see such type of the vegetation. This is the most primitive type of the vegetation, and there are few places in India like Karnataka and Kerala where such type of the vegetations are found, and it is very unique type of the vegetation because it is like the inverted U type of the roots are there, and it is actually the sacred grove. Sacred grove means the forest reserved in the honor of the folk deity.
Ao sair de Nirakalanchirai, encontramos uma prisão construída durante o período português.
From 1740, Portuguese were there in Sattari taluka, and during that time they established their post in Kodal. So it was under the military, and many occasions the military rule was proclaimed in Sattari taluka. Martial law was there because again and again people in Sattari taluka were revolting against the Portuguese rule. So in order to nab them and bring them into the jail and torture them, this jail was established in Maloli. You can see that in 1510 Tiswadi became the part of the Portuguese domain, and then after you can see 50 years Bardes became the part, but for major period the Sattari refrained from the Portuguese rule, but in 1740 Sattari became the part of the Portuguese domain, but it was not easy for the Portuguese to control Sattari for a long time because more than 22 times the people of Sattari, the common men of Sattari under the leadership of Rani revolted against the Portuguese, and the first prominent revolt actually was of the Dipaji Rane. The main reason for which Dipaji Rane became the enemy of Portuguese was in the year 1851, Portuguese passed one law under which they compels the Rane families to pay the taxes on Mokase and the Inam. So, and several other taxes and restrictions were put.
मागीर हांगा सरकारी जमनी आसल्यो तेचेर तेंच्यांनी कर बसयले आनी लोकांक कपडे बी लोकांचे कपडे पयलींचे आसले ते सोडून दुसरे म्हणजे आंग ओपन उरता अशे कपडे तांकां घालपाक बी मजबूर करपाक लागले.
People were not getting the freedom, and whatever happened in the Bardes taluka, whatever happened in the Salset taluka, people did not want to repeat in Sattari taluka. So that is why they came under the leadership of Dipaji Rane, and on 26 January 1852, Dipaji Rane conquered the fort of Nanus.
Forte de Nanus. Hoje apenas algumas paredes que guardam memórias de batalhas e heróis de um passado assim não tão antigo. Dipaji Rane é bisneto de um destes heróis. Como Dipaji nos contou, era aqui do cimo deste monte, um dos pontos mais altos do Forte Nanu, que os soldados portugueses guardavam o rio Madeira. Quando os soldados portugueses souberam que o Forte Nanus ia ser atacado por Dipaji Rane, o bisavô deste senhor aqui que está connosco, bisneto, também com o mesmo nome, Dipaji, vieram até este ponto e atiraram todas as suas armas no rio Madeira.
When the Portuguese got the news that the fort was conquered by Dipaji Rane, they sent a huge army in Sattari taluka to conquer, to nab Dipaji Rane. During that time, Dipaji Rane took shelter on the Sattari. When Portuguese crossed the river and started climbing on the Sattari, this Dipaji Rane was having very few soldiers, so he could not fight with the big army of the Portuguese. So he decided to use the guerrilla tactic. So what he told his soldier, go down and take the name of goddess Sattari and throw the stone on that honeycomb. So when stones were pelted on the honeycomb, honeybees had done a wonderful job. The Portuguese soldiers who were with the arms and ammunition climbing the Sattari, they all became the victim of honeybees. So when honeybees bitten them, there was no other alternative. They had thrown their guns, arms and ammunition and started running away.
दिपाजी राणे माझे पणजो फाटल्यान म्हजो आजो आसलो तातोबा म्हणून तो दादा राणेचे म्हणून दिपाईच्या बंडा फाटल्यान बंड जाले त्या बंडान आसलो तो खंय तेकाय बी तसोच खंय तरी भायर देशानूच हें केल्लो पिरज आसलो तो थंयच मेलो आनी तेज्या फाटल्यान म्हाज्या बापायनय स्वतंत्र चळवळीन भाग घेतलो तेकाय बी 28 वर्सां हें आसलें पिरेजांव आसलें तितून 14 वर्सां तो भितर उरलो तो येयल्या उपरांत आमी जाले आनी आमचें नांव दवरतना सुद्दां इतल्या पयसल्या नांव कशें दवरतलें म्हणून दवरिनासलें पूण हांव बारीक आसतना रडपाक लागलो म्हणून भटान सांगलें की तें नांव दवरपाक जाय म्हणून तें नांव दवरलें. दिपाजी राणेन 1852 उठाव केलो म्हणजे पुर्तुगेज सत्तेच्या विरुद्ध म्हणजे पारतंत्र्याच्या विरुद्ध तेणी 1852 केलो आणि त्याच्या नंतर 1857 आमचो भारताचो जाला म्हणजे हेज्या वरसून अशें दिसता की स्वातंत्र्याची जी प्रेरणा आहा ती सत्तरींतल्यान मेळ्ळी आणि दिपाजी राणे कडल्यान मेळ्ळी.
There are some song which praises Dipaji Rane. राण्याच्या कुळीबा दिपोरानो बळी सत्तरीच्या महालाक बंडाय केली शब्बास राण्या रे बंडाय तुझी सत्तरीच्या महालाक बंडाय तुझी.
Em Kumbarkan, encontramos um grupo de rochas naturais que estão associadas a várias histórias mitológicas. या पत्राची स्टोरी किती
हे फातराक महाभारतान पांडवांक 14 वर्सां वनवास असलो आणि त्या 14 वर्सांक फिरता फिरता ते एक रात हांगा असले आणि ते राती तेंच्यांनी हे देवूळ बांदपाक लागून फातर लागीं करून तयारी केल्ली पण ते सगळें काम जावच्या पयलीं सकाळ जाली आणि ते हे काम इतलेच सडून गेले आतां हेका लोक मामा भाचो अशें म्हणटा पयलीं तेका फक्त देवळाक हे करताले म्हणूनच आमी जाणा आसले पण आतां तेका मामा भाच्या नांवान वळखता
As per the 3 last census, if you take into account the 3 last census, no population was residing. But I have seen the 3 temple and 26 sculpture in Jhadani, Pendral and Kadwal villages which are on the bank of the river. Where actually, who has established this temple, where the people disappear, everything is a hoary past. So research is needed in the angle of archaeology, anthropology and sociology to decipher all this hoary past of the land, and then only you can get the real history of this land. I am very much proud of this area because I love nature, I love this environment, and that is why I love Sattari.
E pronto, chegamos ao fim de mais um episódio. Espero que tenham gostado de conhecer o concelho de Sattari, da sua história desde o período neolítico até aos dias de hoje, e no próximo episódio vamos continuar esta nossa viagem pelos concelhos de Goa. Portanto, não se esqueça, daqui a 15 dias junte-se a nós para mais um Contacto Goa.